It's Cyclops. Guts are the map up. And now it all comes down to this. Could CAG really fold in what is this second game in the lower bracket? Surely not.
Look, I think it's scary. This is Guts' map pick. Coastline being Cyclops's, and they have dropped that one. And now we know this was the map that Cyclops lost to Kira Esports yesterday. The big shock of the entire playoff bracket, to be completely honest, was that Cyclops dropped that game. So here they go. They have to rely on a Chalet win to keep them alive in the tournament, to fight for 4th place in the lower bracket here. It's not going to be easy. And Manic, one thing I did want to say, the desk were talking about the round win percentages, attack or defense. Look, APAC total, it's 50-50 for Chalet, in fact.
Wow. So you could almost say, you know, it could go either way.
It's on a nice edge.
Look, we're on the fence about it, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways, looking at the bans, I'm not too surprised to see these coming out again. The Ying ban repeating, as well as the Valkyrie. The big surprise, I guess, or the one that I really like, is this Jaeger ban. We've started to see it come in a little bit more. Jaeger did start to lose some effects with the way his ADSs now work with the cooldown, as opposed to just catching a static amount of throwables. And since then, Jaeger bans have just been even more effective, because you just have to rely on Wamai to do so. And if you don't, well, you're just going to be getting grenades and all kinds of things raining in on you.
And I guess that could be the terrifying thing right now, is for Guts. They could well just rain grenades. They could rain down fire from above, as we are on the first floor. Bar and Gaming is where we head to first, and there's a potential for 6 grenades, and there's only so many magnets that Anaton's going to really be able to use, especially in the early rounds. So, I mean, look, I'd love to see it. Really just spitballing here, but I have been enjoying, I've really been enjoying seeing Alibi and Frost played a lot more. And I mean, the Frost just seems to be almost a perfect pick for Chalet. As you know, in the matchup yesterday we saw it, and it seems to be a reoccurring operator. And surely we're not going to see it as obscure mats as we saw with Mercenaries. But hey, you never know. You never know.
I can't remember who said it. I think it was Dev. I'm going to throw him under the bus, and I'm sorry, Dev, but he basically said the lower IQ you can think of where you place those frost mats, the more effective they're going to be. And look, I kind of back him, especially when you're playing at a high level. You start to just get into a rhythm of being confident and aggressive, and you also have this just safe pattern of, I always jump through this window, it's probably fine. Sometimes that is just going to totally be a Frost player's dream, and look, you never know what could happen with these Frost mats.
Nor could you ever tell me what Black Ray is looking to do. This is really dangerous for Crazy Papillon. Black Ray quiet in the second half of Coastline. Could light up Chalet here. Just really a bit of a stalemate. The issue being that the longer Crazy sits there, the more open and exposed he is. And just like that, Black Ray will find the opening pick of Chalet and put Cyclops on the right path to winning their first defensive round in this best of 3. What?
Oh, okay. Gator maybe just getting a little too aggressive down those main stairs. The double door opens, so JJ capitalizes on that one. And going back again to that Cyclops loss yesterday to Kira on this map, we were told just through some observation of the Austrian game that actually it was Cyclops that really struggled on attack for Chalet. It was down to their defenses keeping them in the game. So we really would expect them to probably take a lead here. And that's a good benchmark. If Cyclops are behind at the end of this half, I would feel like it's going to be GG. Like, I feel like Guts would be able to back themselves in on their map pick to close it out in half number 2. But I want to see a good bounce back from Cyclops because Coastline was very scary.
So far, it's been relatively quiet as I finish my sentence. Gatorada will completely delete JJ. And caught on the backside. Lily now in a good position to continue this push for Guts. My word, are they continuing form here? That information will be translated across to the attacking side. But 30 seconds, Raven. And there's only one player left. It's Anaton. He's got no HP to his name. And all it is a dream, Raven. One that he needs to find. He needs to give Cyclops hope here. And Light, who other than Light to close it out?
Yeah, Light has been probably what I would say has been Guts' MVP. I mean, JJ could definitely make a case for that as well. But Guts again, this is already such a great start. They're looking to continue this momentum. They never let Cyclops get away with anything. And I feel like that is what has always been Cyclops' strength, is they somehow just get away with the craziest of plays. And Guts are just not having any of it today.
They really aren't. I mean, this is just... Could this be a peak in form for Guts when it's most needed? I mean, we were sitting here at the beginning of this matchup as the desk threw to us, talking about the fact that, you know, Cyclops really strange game against Kira yesterday, and then, you know, they were able to redeem themselves in the match against Chiefs, where they won 7-5 on Oregon and then backed it up 7-5 on Villa. And I was actually watching that game, and it was incredibly close. It came down to a lot of late round executes, a lot of really tense closes to rounds. And look, for better or worse, Cyclops were able to really step up when it mattered. And now they are being called upon, because this is this could be a monumental victory for Guts. The playoffs, lower bracket. It is the APAC Playoffs, and it would be a big step forward for them.
Absolutely huge for them, but still a little to go. But JJ is going to keep the train rolling forward. Anaton has not been able to survive 30 seconds of round number 2, Matic. And Guts are just, they are rolling with these attacks. It's actually incredible. And if you want to refer back to Coastline, that is 7 attack rounds in a row at this stage. And they may look to continue that streak.
Yura will be able to be revived, if you will, from Light. And this is just a really impressive start to Chalet. Said that I was extremely worried about Chalet. It definitely has seemed to really lean into the underdog storyline. And Gatorada looking to squash any thought of it. Light will go down, a very impactful player in that last series, and so far in this series too. So far, so good for Cyclops. They've been able to burn about 1:30, and they've found a trade, and my goodness, Caster Curse hits again.
Does to see JJ looming on the lower west main stairs. So again, Guts just getting into the right places and maps and catching Cyclops on a lot of these rotations and not letting things go unanswered. So this is a good start again for Guts to get themselves in this advantage. Side is bar gaming again, but it does appear that Guts will start to get this vertical control.
Oh.
Cyclops really spread out, more so on the floors. JJ almost melted there.
Got to be careful. Suzu's there as well. They've been able to pinch him. Where is JJ? What is he looking to do? They've now got the information, and that'll be the free trade. And there's no chance that Guts are going to be able to stop that. Now they've got to play for the 3v3. My goodness, did Gatorada just do that? Wow. Okay, welcome to the server, Black Ray. You're left in a 1v3. Just not really achievable here.
Still doable, but 20 seconds is going to make this very tough. I think he's just going to sit out on this window, try and catch a player or two off guard.
15 seconds left.
Might find him an opening, but CYCLOPS, they're actually going to play this patient.
10 seconds left.
Agator's pretty keen to try finish it off. And look, this is CYCLOPS ending the streak of attack rounds won by Guts. And a big round for Black Ray. Look, he just closed it out on that one. A 4K for him, I think, in the round, Manic.
Yeah, I think you're right in saying that. Huge, because Black Ray was absolutely mental in the first half of Coastline. Unfortunately, when that rehost happened, when that second half came about, he went missing. I mean, you know, it really has been a strange start to our second playday here. But saying that, you know, the majority of CYCLOPS were relatively quiet in the second half of Coastline does bamboozle me. And now they've got the opportunity to remove that thought, to wipe away the nightmare that was that second half. And Black Ray may just be the person to do so. Nutty.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Very nutty. But I think what's important here for CYCLOPS is they've got to string these together. Guts are still starting these rounds quite strong. And to Zilux's point on the desk, you know, it does feel like defense is probably going to dictate the winner of the map. Mainly so that defense should be the stronger half, we think at least. And if CYCLOPS don't capitalize on having a strong half, it does feel like Guts might be able to just run over the top of them. End of the day, CYCLOPS did struggle on attack yesterday against Kira Esports. Now Guts are a whole other beast.
5 seconds to go.
They really are. I mean, if the Kira was the one-off game for CYCLOPS, then what was the last game we saw from Guts? That's the question. We're definitely not going to have that question answered. Not anytime soon. Because it's going to take the full best of 3 for us to really get a read on what has happened there. Now, is that a mirror facing... Am I crazy there? Is that a mirror facing in from that second floor? If we go up one floor very quickly. Yeah, so... just CYCLOPS things, man. CYCLOPS things.
I really like that, because you could tuck in the corner of that doorway, nice and safe from the double window. I reckon you'd get a nice angle over the mirror to the top of K9 door. And while that's been happening, Addison found himself the opening pick. So CYCLOPS starting to find themselves much more into this game, Manic. But Light, again, stepping up for Guts.
Just literally feels like I'm singing out this name every single round. Light could well be the saving grace for Guts. And a very prompt trade. I mean, you know, that's Anatan on the Wamai falling early in both rounds, so the Magnet's not having a greater effect in the latter parts of the round. So as it stands now, Nuts are going to get to work on slowly but surely pushing this roam back and putting a little bit more pressure to that side.
This is some good progress here from Guts. They've been able to get this really important wall from Mezzanine into the office open. Can facilitate that rotate in for plant that we see so many teams go for. Now it's just about flushing out these players playing in the office. Now it was APAC playing very patiently. Does have a shotgun at his disposal as well as the C4 for denial. So very crucial that he is removed. The C4 is now used. It didn't take out Crazy Papillon. Low, but not out of the game.
That's going to be the issue. Another crosshair is a crosshair you need to deal with. They now know firmly that he is stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the question is, how long is APAC going to be able to waste here for CYCLOPS? There's 40 seconds done. And the longer he can sit there denying time, he's going to rotate as well. He's going to keep them on their toes. I love this from APAC. Waste as much time as you can because 30 seconds is not enough for Guts.
Yeah, look, and I totally brought it out. I forgot this isn't even in sight. Like, Guts need to just get away from this. They need to get Diffuser and go down. A bit of a bundle there that Crazy Papillon, the one with the Diffuser, ran in, and APAC has just absolutely dominated this round for CYCLOPS.
Oh my goodness, just nail in the coffin. The hammer may well be Gatorada here. It's not, but one thing is for sure, it's the time that will be. goodness me. Cyclops running rings around them in round 3 here. Alligator, I love that.
Just, yeah, he put on a clinic in the office. Played it very well, very patient but aggressive at the same time. Calculated, you may say. And look, Guts just spent so much time trying to clear that out. It wasn't even sight. I bamboozled me after a while. I completely forgot that it was kitchen dining. Just incredible stuff from Cyclops and Guts. Maybe they just read the bait too much. Maybe they should have just left it alone. I mean, vertical control is very important for the bomb site, but yeah, just really didn't work out for them.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Is at what point do you cut your losses? Because, you know, there was a point there. Crazy Papillon swings wide to the K9 door and there's no response at all from Guts. You know, there's no one near trading and Alligator's just allowed to sit freely. At what point do you cut your losses? Do you say, okay, fair enough, we need to move away from this? Fortunately, does not matter for Guts, as Cyclops are looking to go 3 clean defensive rounds here. And I mean, we do like to kind of come back to that conversation on the desk about the defensive and attacking half. As you said, Raven, it is 50-50. So Cyclops, really the win condition for us here will remain on this defensive half for them. We need to see them convert a 3-3, if not even a 4-2, to make it more comfortable.
Very, very true. So, look, if I'm Guts, 1 more round, I'd be happy with my attack half. But they're going to be hunting for more, of course. And at this stage, it seems like they may struggle to get more because Cyclops have started to fall into some really good comfort.
Oh.
Gatorada, speaking of comfort, way too comfortable peeking that double window when there's so much pressure coming from Guts. It's going to affect him for the rest of the round. But I think what is so important to highlight is that Black Ray has just been on a heater for Cyclops in Chalet so far.
Certainly has. No question about it. Love the fact that Suzu just has not really been called upon here. Has really just been pretty relaxed in all respects, not really being tested. And I mean, if you're not being tested, why would you bother trying to find something that's not there? Gatorada is going to continue to be a menace, continue to move around this site. And bit by bit, drone by drone, Guts are losing the intel. And as of the halfway mark in the round, they have 5 drones remaining.
Yeah, it really could come into effect a bit later. There is this mute that's being hard stuck by Cyclops as well that's going to be just denying that info where possible. Trying to push down this Delirium stairs in through Trophy. Gatorada is actually getting pinched. They have no idea he's there. Lights. Unfortunate for him. And Gatorada, ever elusive, putting Cyclops in the lead. He's going to find Lily as well, Manic.
Way. My goodness. This is what we were expecting to see from Cyclops in the second half of Coastline. You're getting lit up. Gatorada will eventually be traded, but how much time, how much effort has been burnt trying to deal with this Alligator. See you later, JJ. It's now Yura and Crazy Papillon to try to clutch this up and go big for Guts.
If they can find 2, definitely winnable, but Alligator, he is just having such a great game for Cyclops. Crazy Papillon strings 2 together. Definitely still winnable. He is quite low on HP, sitting at around 25. And Cyclops, they would have to do a pretty bad job to mix this up. And Suzu, he doesn't do a bad job. He closes that one out.
There we go. Really the first time we've seen Suzu called upon. It's to anchor a site, to deny Crazy Papillon any thought of a clutch in a 1 versus 4. And this is looking so dominant from Cyclops. That's all 3 sites successfully won, one after another. We now get to head back to Bar. This is, of course, a tactical pause for Guts. Calling it out quite early here, Raven.
Yeah.
Giving themselves maybe some room to breathe. They don't want the heartache. They don't want the pressure of another 5-1 half, no doubt about it.
I think that, but also I really like the call to use it now because of the two halves. I just feel like in theory, this one's always going to be the toughest. We saw Cyclops excel in the defense half. Oh my gosh, it was attack half on Coastline. And right now, Cyclops are excelling in their defense half. So I just think if Guts were to try and bring this game to be, or this map to be favorable for them, the time for action is now. If they can get this to even a 4-2 half, 3-3 would be fantastic. I feel like they can hold some comfort for defense and they can try and workshop issues a lot easier on the defense half as opposed to attack.
And there's no denying it. The two players that we kind of expected to have a little bit more of an impact here, both Blackray and Gatorada are coming into the fold. Anatan just doing what Anatan does best, but so far, Cyclops are firing on all cylinders ever since that first round, which, by the way, did look pretty good from Guts. And Lily will finally 6-pick onto the Twitch off of the Lion
Protect your bombs from being defended.
as we head back to Bar and Gaming. It's a big round, all things considered, for Guts.
Really is. I think, all is not lost if they lose this one. I think they just need to get one of these next two rounds, but it is a big round because Guts, their only round win has been Bar Games. We're finally back here after round 2. I feel like if they've got their best opportunity, it's going to be this one because the last two in particular, Kitchen Dining and Snow Wine, they got really
10
dismantled.
seconds to go.
Yeah, certainly did.
5 seconds.
Just picked apart.
Attackers
And
have located a bomb.
This is just such a great position for Cyclops to be in. Just to reiterate, being able to keep the mentality strong after what was an insane comeback on Coastline from Guts. I'll probably be referencing it time and time again for just such a long while because that is one of the more intense comebacks that I have seen. Once again, Blackray looking to be peaking from the trophy window. And this has just been a consistent factor that has really been to the demise of Guts of these opening engagements. Gatorada and Blackray have really been running amok.
They've been doing a great job. Almost a whole minute burn now. Guts still trying to establish some map control here over on the master side. As you said, Gatorada and Blackray in particular have been able to combine pretty well for some picks. They've got Aegator feeding them info. Blackray perfectly uses that to take out JJ. And Cyclops are starting strong on round 5.
Yes, and this is still very reminiscent from the first half on Coastline. Blackray went absolutely mental for Cyclops, who facilitated an incredible 5-1 start. So for me, it really is going to come down to Cyclops really putting a ribbon on Chalet. Now that they've started with such a demanding lead, they need to continue to back this up. Guts giving them a second's rest. Light's been very quiet since the start of the match. And I think, well and truly, you can give props to defensive side right now. Slowly but surely clearing out horizontally as Aegator giving information vertically.
But still in a position to... Nope, I'm going to take that back. They're really not in a great position right now. Seriously, with the big C4, he's just extending this dominance from Cyclops. And time is just ticking away, as are the frags.
What?
Cyclops just dominating, gets the knife onto Light. Is that a little cheeky, breaky flank going on? And just like this, Matic, it's all on Lily.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to say that the Pulse has given them all of the information, but my word, did that play a huge effect. You can hear the pings coming out, and it's just so damn hard to play against that. C4's opening kills. Cyclops are putting that last game in the bin They've turned up here on Chalet, and boy, they are making a statement. That is 4 rounds straight for the defensive half, and there's still 1 round to go.
All is not lost for Guts, though. If they do get this one, I still think a 4-2 half is not terrible. On top of that, Manic, I'm just hesitant to say anything to the degree of, wow, Cyclops looking so strong, they're going to take out Chalet, because we were saying that so much in the first half of Coastline, and then they just didn't win a single round in half number 2. It's hard to not think that maybe the same could be said for Chalet.
Yep.
We do know they struggled with defenses against Kira yesterday, and that ultimately led to them losing the map 7-8.
Concerning to say the very least. So, I mean, still, I think the point remains here, which is the point we continue to make for Guts, is this has to be a 4-2 half. I don't really think that Cyclops can afford to go 5-1 again, regardless of, irrespective of what happened on Coastline. It's just not going to be a comfortable place to be. I mean, for storyline's sake, it is pretty incredible, but I just don't think that it's going to work out in any other fashion. Now, this side here, arguably up until that last round defense in Bar, was Cyclops' most convincing, and Gator just wasted so much time up in office on that second floor. So I really do look to Guts here to find an answer for what was just one player stalling out for a minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah, what I'd really like to see from Guts is to go a little bit more direct. There it is. Yura's going to take out Black Ray. Huge pick, because Black Ray has just been incredible in this first half. But you're right, Gator wasted so much time on the top floor the last time we saw Guts attack this. But at the same time, like they played into his position so hard. So I think just avoiding it in general would be pretty advisable. That being said, look, I mean, Gator was there for a reason. It's important map control to take if you're attacking it. But there he goes, JJ. This has been a good start for Guts.
Yeah, it certainly has, and Cyclops have approached it in a completely different manner, regardless of where these mirrors have been placed. I think that it's important to note that Gator not in office, not looking to hold and burn the time of Guts there, instead was looking to play over by Library Stairs. Gives a little bit more of an opening for Guts, but just like that, Gatorada trying to even out the odds here. And surely they don't continue to peek him in this respect. He's going to go back for a cheeky little spray. The pre-fire through the soft wall. It'll net them some more damage, but once more, this is still the danger of what Cyclops can bring, and Guts are stalling once more.
Yeah, again, there's real just time wasting happening here, trying to clear out Gatorada. They're mavericking this wall into office with under a minute to go. I mean, they've got this line of sight now, but they still need to get through into kitchen dining. There is mirrors waiting for them, and 2 Cyclops players at least. They need to get something happening here, Manic, if they want to try and salvage this round.
Suzu with the wide peak. He will be able to be brought back up, but that will allow Guts to try and find their opening. Yura swings on Anita, and then all of a sudden, a 2 versus 4, not bowing at all favorably. Suzu sits in the smoke and gets away from Guts for now, but surely not for long. C4 in hand would have to be one of the most mental clutches we've ever seen, and Light will not allow it. It ends up a 4-2 first half, and it's important to note that Guts have fought back.
They have. Look, and I still think, I'm going to stand by this, I still think a 2-4 half for Guts is really not terrible. I think Chalet can certainly be like that, looking back at some of the map stats. We've seen attacker-sided halves on Chalet many occasions. So I don't think this is that bad. It's really just going to come down to how can they deal with the Cyclops attack. On top of that, we're seeing Anitan bring in the Montaigne again. That was a real point of a headache on Coastline.
Yes.
If Guts can counter that, they're bringing the Clash. Oh.
Yes. That's what I love to see, Raven. That's what I wanted to see on Coastline from Guts, and they're bringing it here on Chalet. Maybe my goodness. You know when words just don't come out of your mouth, you know, and all of a sudden you're not speaking English? A direct counter potentially for Anatan. But nevertheless, a clash can just be so frustrating to deal with. And look, I mean, if you're not bringing the clash to deal with the Monty, you've got the smoke and the Legion to do so. It doesn't really matter what they throw. Guts should have a response here and should be able to deal with them. But it's just going to come down to how effective Cyclops use that Monty.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Camera activated.
That it will. Now, it's going to be very important for a combination of things to happen here to counter this Monty, but the 3 plays you're going to want to watch for the round, or for the half, in fact, at least if they stick these operators, is Lily, Light, and JJ. They have the tools to stop Anakin from wreaking havoc through this attack half. And if they can combine, they're going to make this half a lot easier for themselves and give them that chance to come back yet again.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
The mirrors plus the clash just equal a bad time for the attacking side. Although we have seen how fundamentally well played this attacking side can be from Cyclops. I know we were talking about how weak they've been on Chalet, on their attacking Chalet, so questions definitely to be asked here. Beautiful thing is, Anatan can actually waste a lot of the utility early on if he should please to do so. They just need to be careful not to lose him, not to overstep that boundary. JJ, that has been spotted now if it wasn't before. Ooh, really nice nade, actually. That's unreal.
Yeah, look, the thing is, when the shield's out, you don't move particularly quick, so if a grenade falls at your feet, it's pretty scary. But you managed to get away. It's going to be important that JJ stays alive for that showdown with Anaton. And he's just smoking off this window. He's in. He's just planting Manic.
He certainly is. The C4 can't connect. Cyclops stop any thought of a Guts reply. Light gives them a chance back into this. It's awkward. JJ's low, but he's still up. And JJ finds a kill as well on the clash on 1 HP. Lily now playing hand in hand. They'll start to clear out bar. They don't know how close that player is on the left. The information comes in. It's now just Anaton and Suzu to hold. 18 seconds left. Bit by bit, Guts have worn away here. Anaton will be able to hit fire as much. That's really nice use of the smoke, but Suzu on the vertical line will deny the access. They come together and combine perfectly, and Cyclops run away with the first round of their attacking half.
Cyclops again just proving that if they see the opening, they're going to take it. Anaton was just by himself with the diffuser, and nothing from Guts to counter that. Maybe they just didn't have the info on site. At the end of the day, that was a good call from Cyclops. A very close attempt at the retake, maybe just a touch too slow from Guts Gaming, but a great start to half number 2 from Cyclops. And this is where it gets into that danger zone and the intense space for Guts once again. 3 rounds behind, they're going to need to stop Cyclops from getting any further rounds if they want to avoid overtime.
The concerning factor now, the Aruni being brought may support in some kind of hold. I really feel like there's so many projectiles here for Cyclops that they can use to deal with that Aruni effectively. See the Kaid being brought for the first time. For Guts anyway, and when push comes to shove, Guts need to respond, and they need to respond in kind, because Cyclops, not only do they have the momentum, they've got the rounds, they've got the advantage so heavily that it's going to be really difficult if Guts don't get this under control.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Time to see whether Guts have it in them again to really bring this one back. It would be a 5-2 comeback instead of the 5-1 this time around. It's just the big deal. We've said it a lot, Manic. They've just got to counter Anaton on this Montane. He's seriously destroying Guts' chance of taking this to be a 2-0.
What I do find interesting as well is, you know, they've really only got the smoke to deal with Anaton. You know, they've got 2 C4s, and I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not really something. Is the one impact on Crazy Papillon as well. So it's just going to be really difficult if Cyclops just continue this pattern. It just doesn't feel like Guts have had a good enough response, or even any response, to your point there, Raven.
Yeah, and already Anaton has just pushed up such a deep, aggressive position to get info. And the vertical clear here is going to be really tough for Cyclops. But Anaton burning that gate. Gatorada out on the balcony, ready to help pinch through and capitalize on this info. This is just already looking very nice for Cyclops. If they can capitalize on this and find some picks, they're going to be sitting pretty for the round.
It's been so swift on this horizontal clear up top on the second floor. Quite literally, look how impactful this has been. If Black Ray can find the opening as well, which he does do so, it looks like it may make matters worse. How long can... I don't even get the words out. Crazy Papillon cannot hold at all. And now Anaton, the hip fire, we know how much of a nuisance it's been, but in the meantime, off camera, there's been 2 more picks. My goodness! Cyclops have well and truly bounced back from map 1, and they are looking to make a very clear statement to Guts right now, and that is that they're here to play.
So Manic, I don't know, something has been happening here, but Guz did say on the desk 7-2 Cyclops.
Oh, God,
he might have.
Here we go.
He's either found the secret APAC formula or he's found the script. I don't know. But it really feels like this might be a 7-2 Guts. Just have no answers to what Cyclops are doing on these attacks. Addington just facilitating it. Such an effective roam clear. They're getting their picks. They're catching the rotates. It's actually fantastic. And look, maybe they've discovered the perfect Addington nerf. It's the 6 pick.
Yep. Potentially so. Quick disclaimer, there is no script written for the APAC playoffs. So moving on, we see that the fact that Cyclops have really just... there's no nice way of saying this. They really have just caught Guts with their pants down, because there just seems to be no response at all. And now they're going to lean back into the clash, the smoke, the lesion. And in the meantime, as you said, Anaton 6-picking off of that Monty that's brought them so much success and jumps onto the buck.
5 seconds to go.
Maybe an opportunity here. Maybe not, though. To be fair, the way that Cyclops are trending, I don't think it matters what operators they're bringing. They are just looking so damn powerful.
Camera activated.
All right, Guts. They've had a 4-round comeback already happen on Coastline. They need 4 rounds to push this one to overtime, at least. Do they have it in them? Or can Cyclops just push this to the 3rd map? Black Ray has been very effective for Cyclops. A really proficient frag. You see him there on the 10 and 4. Dangerous to play. And this clash is already under heavy contention here. Oh my lord, Gatorada just... hello?
What? I don't even know what we've just witnessed there. An absolute onslaught, maybe trying to play off some early intel on what seemed to be a drone placed in piano, but I mean, that will be a kill that may go begging toward the end, as Black Ray once more looking to even out the odds, and Lily, run and hide you may, but Black Ray is on the hunt, and that goo mine gives away the position. Anaton just needs to win this engagement. Can't do so. Anaton continues to press him. My goodness, Cyclops are so aggressive this round.
Smoke screen out.
They are very aggressive. They're just keen to put this one in the book, Manic. Anaton shooting an actual gun on attack for the first time in what feels like, I actually think it is the whole series that we've had.
Yep.
And he's found a double right now. He's on site. Starting to see JJ come back, and they're going to have to try and save this. Anderton is in a great position to close this out for Cyclops.
Certainly is, but now not so much. A nice quick trade, and it's all on to Suzu. Had a really great map so far. A 1 versus 2, there's 3 smoke babes. That's a lot of information. That ping will give him everything he's looking for. Sprays through, finds the opening. Razor Papillon just stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Suzu with no information. The second he walks in a bar stock, it should be the kill. My goodness. It is too, but it is for Guts. They're not done yet. Not just yet, that is. 6-3 now. 4 rounds will be needed straight for Guts to bring this back.
It was a very close, tense finish to the round as well. Guts just hanging in there. Cyclops really looking to forcefully close that at 7-2. But look, I'm just happy that Guz isn't correct with his prediction. That's at least one little win for us here. Yep. And I'm just wondering, Anderton, that's the first round that Cyclops have lost in the half. He's 6 picked off the Montaigne. Surely we're seeing him 6 back to it.
Yeah, surely. There we go. We were waiting for it. It had to happen. And JJ, I love this. Ringa Rosie. Both of these players playing the game of chicken as though it feels. And I really have enjoyed seeing the Clash try to counter what Cyclops have been bringing. So far, it looks somewhat successful. I mean, it's got a 50-50 success rate thus far. They picked it, obviously, on their first round in Bar. Did not see any success at all. It was a quick plant from Anitan. However, that round definitely stalled out Cyclops. You could see how far Anitan had pushed with that buck, continuing to press. Suzu was able to get to site. Yada, yada, yada. You know, shut up, caster. Keep moving on.
10 seconds.
And thus we are, because Guts have really put on a bit of a show here, which I really wasn't expecting, Raven. Not this much of a contest to CAG.
Objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, look, Guts have been playing really well, but they have been pretty underwhelming on Chalet. And what's really strange about saying that is that this was Guts' map pick. And I've only really started to connect the dots of why have they struggled so much on their own map pick. And I love this. Oh my lord, using this glass shield to block the drone hole so that you can't get grenades come through. He's going to bail away from it now though, because this frag grenade is going to come on through. Missed the opportunity to use that effectively, but that was cool.
Yeah. Surprised that it really moved away from it at all. It's a joyous little occasion when we see some countering the counter. And the best part about this is JJ doesn't really need to move. And Cyclops can get information which otherwise they would not have been able to gain. See, pressure in blue. I really like this. Is Europe playing on the backside. And this would be glorious to see the opening pick come about in a way of a Clash peak.
It would. Suzu is actually the only one left outside the Snowmobile garage and looks like he might be backing off. Other than that, Cyclops looking to push together towards a wine cellar. Anderton is, of course, at the forefront of that. The 2 shields make face to face. Love to see that. Gatorada's trying to get this frag grenade through to clear this Clash, but what a battle happening right here.
It's I'm trying to liken it to something. It just feels like knocking your head against a brick wall, just seeing 2 shieldy boys sit side by side. Really nice use of that smoke grenade. Down goes Anitan to half HP. The worst part about this for Cyclops is they can't really deal with JJ in this position, and he can continue to just chip away at the HP. And with still, oh no, actually there's no more smoke babes left on Lily, so that is actually a little bit of a concern. And Gatorada, lights! That had been cooked half a second longer, it may have worked, but this is such a strange round.
It's a very odd round, and it's just continuously been this battle of the shields, and right now Guts are winning that one. Suzy has found Lily off camera though, and Anderton is just distracting them just enough to potentially have Cyclops get this opening in through Snowmobile.
Oh,
Oh, my lord.
Wow. Bang goes. Oh, hello, JJ. Now you're going to have to clutch massively a 2v1. JJ has played pretty incredibly, but Black Ray will find the kill through the smoke. And ladies and gentlemen, we are most definitely going to the distance, Raven. A third map. I love this. What a performance from Cyclops.
Massive performance. Look, we were really worried about how they might go with their attack after Ninja Spacing yesterday. No, they laid those fears pretty quickly. In general, they just have answered back in a strong fashion after what ended up being a very unfortunate loss on Coastline. Yeah, well, look, we're going to map 3 Manic, and this is where it gets very interesting. It's going to be tough to call who the winner's going to be, honestly.
Yeah, and we do head to Cafe. Those of you who are wondering, who maybe weren't here